Welcome to this recording where you're going to listen to insightful moments recorded during live coaching sessions with my clients who come from diverse professional backgrounds. And if you like what you hear today, please share it with your friends and colleagues. And remember to hit the subscribe button now and ensure that you never miss any other episode. Thank you. So, our voice is the organ of the soul, the organ of life. The soul is an expression we use for our journey. It's where we've come from. It's our culture, it's our experiences, it's our choices that we've made and how we've processed information. It's also knowledge or ignorance. It's also personality. Some of us, our personality is to surrender and let go, and we let people take over. And then some of us have a personality of control and resistance and pushing back. And we don't let people take over. But either way, those two are both extremes. And they're unconscious reactions. And because of that, our voice, the way we speak, the tone is affected by all of those aspects. So what we need to be mindful of is, who am I? Where am I in my journey of life? Where am I? What are my conflicts or dilemmas or gaps, challenges internally? What are some of my beliefs and how do they affect the way I speak, the way I show up in meetings, whether I hold back or whether I speak out? And then have some time for inner reflection and say, okay, so what am I needing? What am I thinking? When I had that reaction, that feeling, what was it that I was believing? Where was I coming from? Because in that, you can then address it and check the programming. Like, what is the programming of our thinking that then affects our speaking? And just remember, our thinking is very long-term. We've had a lot of thoughts and beliefs from when we're very young, and some of these were handed to us by our parents and our generations. Just like illnesses and diseases can pass up to 4 generations in our body, in our genes, so can our culture, our systemic beliefs that we've carried. And so unless you're mindfully aware, you're not going to change those. So we really need to be aware of what we're thinking with belief systems and change those beliefs. Sometimes reverse them. If you say, I'm not good enough, and I might say, well, I'm not good enough because my language is not great, and my English language is not great. Or I'm not good enough because I don't have enough experience like everybody else. Whatever it is, you can just immediately reverse it. I am good enough where I need to be. I am good enough at the moment with what I have. I am good. Forget about enough. I am good. Or I am enough. Play with it and see where it's true. And not eternally, but we're forever improving on a statement like that. Tomorrow you'll be different to today. So these thoughts will help your voice show up in different ways. And when we're admiring some other people, TED speakers or a manager or a leader, or even a staff member that comes to us very confidently, we admire the way they're speaking, the way they show up, their confidence. That's fine. That's great. Appreciate that. Love it. It's a beautiful thing. Then try it on yourself. How does this work for me? If I was doing that, what do I need to believe? If I was doing that, what would I need to think? What kind of thoughts would enable me and resource me to be more strong? And what thoughts are sabotaging me and causing me to suffer? So that's your internal reflection. Sometimes the meditation that you do, different styles of meditation can lead to that. Or journaling, or reflecting, reviewing, being kind to yourself. You don't presuppose that you're supposed to have it all together. We're all forever learning. And so we don't have any judgment. We just sort of process and we look at everything. We take it as feedback around us. I need to address that, or I need to talk to my manager about that. And we're constantly getting feedback, but we can observe others, but we can never be them. That's the point I really want to make. We can't be them because they have a different set of circumstances, a different pathway, different walk. Nobody's the same. Even in the same family, we're not the same. We are so different. And so because of that, you can never be them, but you can admire parts of it and you can take it back to you and say, what would it be like for me to speak confidently? What would it be like for me to speak freely and in a flow? And what would it be like for me to say, oh, I'm sorry, I've never thought of that before. That's interesting to me. Let me get back to you. Or maybe, no, I am not aware of that, what you've just said. Or excuse me, could you repeat that again? Or can I record what you say because I want to go back and listen to it later? See, there's so many ways to navigate. Oh, I didn't understand what they said. Instead of saying, I'm supposed to understand what they say. Especially if English is your second language. So just be aware that your voice, the power of your voice is really fueled by a lot of thoughts and decisions that you're making and what you've taken through the generations with you and how you spoke as a child. So be reflective and review your voice. Thank you for listening to this recording. I hope it has helped you. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time.